Happy Wednesday, everyone. It's Andrew Cady. Welcome to the sales meeting. It's a special edition for Veterans Day coming up this weekend. I want to talk first and foremost about the Winners Win event and recap some of my favorite moments from the event. To me, it was the best event I've ever been to, and I've been to a lot of events. I brought a real estate broker from Florida. Her and her husband have over 160 real estate agents working for them. And her summary of it was best event she's been to. If you combined every event in the past 3 years together, it still would beat them. So some of my big takeaways from that event, first and foremost, would be Rene Rodriguez. The guy's amazing. If you don't follow him, you need to. He walked through something called sales math, and it's super, super simple. And this isn't, some harebrained idea he came up with. This is 20 years of study in how commissions work. And for me, it's something I've always personally practiced before I knew it was a thing, but it takes away the mindset of the roller coaster of this business. We know this business can be a big roller coaster, a big month, a slow month, or you may even have a month or two in a row where you don't close anything. And that can really get into your mindset. The way the sales math works is you figure out what your average commission is. Let's say it's $3,000 per closed loan. Well, we don't want to look at specifically just the closing because those, they may not be every week or every 10 days or every month. But we want to talk about the activities it takes to get a closing. And Renee breaks down that to get a closing, you need 1.5 contracts. To get 1.5 contracts, you need to have 2.5 meetings. And it really breaks down to 25 talking times with a client. When you sit down face to face and you have a business related conversation with a client, 1 out of every 25 conversations you have will result in a closing. And it's really easy math. So if you have almost, call it $3,000 in commission per closing, every conversation you have is worth $120. And so next time your phone rings, don't look at it as, man, it's 6 o'clock in the evening. I don't want to take this call. This is $120 if I answer it. And Renee made a really stark contrast. He said, what if I offered to hire you to come into my office and all you had to do is pick the phone up and have conversations all day? And every meaningful conversation you had, I would give you a $20 bill. If you could have 5 conversations in an hour, that would be $100 an hour of pay. And he said, the reality is you'd be leaving $100 per phone call on the table. So the sales math to me was awesome. It was such a great refresher to understand we've got to break this industry down away from the closing to the individual activities and understand there's a monetary value on them. The next big takeaway I had was level up sales coaching for real estate agents. We all know how much level up sales coaching has impacted us as loan originators, how amazing it is for tracking and for growing our businesses. It's time to pass this on to the real estate agents. Rene Rodriguez with UMortgage is going to be launching level up sales coaching for realtors at the end of November. And to me, so many real estate agents right now kind of feel like they're on an island. They may have a broker, and some of these brokers manage 200, 300, 800, 1,000 real estate agents. They may teach that real estate agent how to perform their job, but not necessarily how to excel at their job. And this is something that we can offer to our real estate partners to help them grow in a challenging market. Let's get them off that island and let's get them in with a family feel for level up sales coaching for real estate agents. One of the other really amazing things that was said on stage, it was talked about how UWM last month closed over $9 billion in mortgages. Yes, billion with a B. 42,500 mortgages closed in a month. Opportunities are everywhere. Everybody out there in our industry right now is talking about the market and they're using it as an excuse. Well, this market here. I saw a news article this morning that said that there's almost no mortgages being written. One wholesale lender closed 42,500 loans last month. While other people in our industry are out there talking about the market, we need to go and we need to win. There's opportunities everywhere. There's some brokers out there right now that are dominating just in cash out refinances. Let's face it, with credit card interest rates as high as they are, with credit card balances at record highs, and personal savings rates of Americans at all-time lows, it's a great opportunity to reach out and discuss cash out refinances with your buyer. The last thing I want to just talk about was the excitement of the agents we saw. There were close to probably 200 real estate agents at this event, maybe even more. And their excitement over the Agent Connect program was palatable. It was amazing to see something where this was really kind of a concept, beta testing, and now it's really coming to fruition. And we're getting to see the excitement from the real estate agents. Instead of the lender standing, holding their hand out, saying, please give us deals, we get to reverse that order. And that's something exclusive here at UMortgage that we can partner our agents in with Agent Connect, and we can help change their business. I'm going to pass it off to Jay, and I'll be back.
Hey everyone, Jay Bunte coming to you from Fort Worth, Texas. Today I want to talk about advocating for our veterans. Let's be honest, all of this is possible because of them, because of our veterans. I mean, look at this comfortable climate-controlled office I am in. Look at this little Christmas tree that's already up. It's because of them. And side note about the Christmas tree, it's funny. I walked up here today and I was like, man, is there more lights on the Christmas tree? And my wife looked at me and goes, "'Tis the season, son." So husbands that are out there, let the wives do their thing for Christmas. This is her Super Bowl that lasts 2 months. But anyways, back on topic, I want to talk about advocating for veterans. They have put their lives on the line for us, and it is our job as mortgage professionals to help them get into homes using VA financing. All right. So here's a troubling fact. Over a third of veterans that have a mortgage do not have a VA loan, nor do they even know about VA financing. So that is our jobs as mortgage professionals to help spread education around VA loans and veteran homeownership. Okay, so the way I'm doing that locally, I'm doing that through education, not only on social media. So anybody that follows me on social media, a majority of my posts are about VA loans and veterans. All right, I'm very, very targeted with that as far as my approach to spreading education. Also, locally, I do classes mainly geared towards realtor agents about VA loans and the myths around them. Anybody that's been in the industry more than a day knows that there's some myths out there about VA financing and veterans, and it's our job, it's our duty to help dispel those. So in doing these classes and doing the social media, I've become kind of known as the go-to for VA loans. And at the end of the day, that's what we want. That's what we want. We don't want a veteran getting under contract that was pre-approved with another lender that didn't do their due diligence, right? How many of y'all on here have had a file come to you and the previous lender didn't even pull the COE, the certificate of eligibility? Y'all know that is the day number one, step number one thing you do when qualifying a veteran. So there's little things that people are not doing that we have to do and have to get better at because it's our jobs. It is our jobs to get them into homes and get them into homes in an efficient, expert manner. Okay. So my call to action to you, if you want to help veterans, if you want to help veterans get into homes, you've got to put in the work. Everyone wants to be the VA loan expert. Well, guess what? You don't just all of a sudden wake up one day and become the expert. You've got to read the guidelines. You've got to network with other VA loan officers out there. And guess what? They don't have to be just with UMortgage. There are plenty of expert VA loan officers that work for other companies. And guess what? We chat regularly. I share some knowledge and tips with them. They share some knowledge and tips with me. Hey, here's what I saw. Did you know you could do this? Man, I didn't know we could do this. You've got to network and surround yourself with other professionals, and it's going to make you better, and it's going to make your business better. And get out there and do it.
Hi, everybody. This is Patton Gade, and I'm the National Director of Military Lending. I'm here at UMortgage for a very specific reason, and that's because I want to make a huge impact on military veterans across this country. As the National Director of Military Lending here at UMortgage, I really believe that we have a fantastic group of professionals across this country that are already great at VA loans. So we're going to build upon that. We're going to build upon that with some education. We're going to build upon that with training for loan officers. We're going to build upon that with education and training for consumers. And we're also going to go out there and we're going to get after this this huge, elephant in the room, which is that the realtors just don't know very much about VA loans in general. And so we're going to change that, and we're going to be a place that everybody knows is great at VA loans. So overall, I mean, what we need to keep in the back of our mind, or actually really in the front of our mind, is the fact that we're doing this for veterans. We're doing this for a bunch of people that earned the right to use a VA loan. They serve this country, and they serve this country honorably, and they deserve the right to be able to use this benefit that they did earn. So long term, there's some companies out there that just do a lot of VA loans, but maybe don't do them the best. They don't take the best care of our veterans, and that's a passion of mine. I want to go after some of the big boys in this industry, and really turn our whole organization into something that's going to chase down and get after the big guys in the VA space, and really show them how it's done in a way that honors our veterans, in a way that serves our veterans better than anyone else. And that's really where we're going to go long term with this. And in the future, in the coming couple of weeks, couple months, you're going to see a lot of invitations to join, get on some training videos, come watch as we dive into the details of what VA loans are all about and how you can best use them to serve your customers, serve your realtors, and serve our country. And one thought I would like to leave with anybody who happens to be watching this: if you happen to work for a different company and you are an expert in VA loans, or you want to be an expert in VA loans, we are absolutely looking to collect more of the best of the best. We already have some of the best VA loan originators in the country. We would love to add more to that and to be part of the mission and the purpose in what we are doing. So give me a call if you want to be a part of the team.
Hey everyone, happy Wednesday. Winners win. Had a great time at the event last week. So good to see each of you and connect with you. We're going to talk about VA loans. Obviously, it's the VA special edition this week. And I want to talk about educating your agents on VA loans. So to me, VA loans is a very particular niche. Obviously, it holds a special place in my heart as a veteran, but you don't have to be a veteran to be really good at VA loans. You don't have to be a veteran to talk to other agents about VA loans and really become a master at them. So this is applicable for everybody, whether you're a veteran or not. One of the things that I like to do is talk about VA loans to agents because it is such a niche, and it's something that seems to have so much confusion and myths around it in the market. And agents, before they become familiar with VA loans, just tend to be, they have this fear. They're afraid of VA loans because of the things that they've heard in the market. And I think at real estate licensing school, I think they just talk about VA loans and they just make everybody scared of them on purpose. But I use that as an opportunity to show myself as an expert to my agents, give them some really good information, and let them know that I'm their expert and I'm an advocate for veterans, and I'm here to answer their questions. So they don't need to be the expert on VA loans. They need to be the expert on being a real estate agent, and they can come to me when they have questions. So one of the things I've actually done in multiple meetings with real estate agents is I'll pull up the VA website. I'll pull up the VA lender handbook, and I'll show them all the chapters of the lender handbook. And I let them know, like, the answers are here. Even you as the agent could open it up and go find the answers. But instead of you having to do that, I'm sitting at my desk, I'm at my computer, I can pull up those guidelines quickly. I know how to find the guidelines, and I know the interpretations of the guidelines. So I have access to all of the answers right here. Anytime you need an answer or one of your buyers needs an answer, I can find that answer for you. In addition to that, I always explain to them the process of the RLC, or the Regional Loan Center, and how helpful the VA actually is. It's really about just dispelling that myth that the VA is hard to work with and VA loans are difficult. And when I show them that, there's a phone number, we can call the VA RLC right now, and they're here to help. They're here to answer questions. A lot of times when I display that and show that to the agents, that you just like see it relax and ease their mind, and they feel a lot more comfortable about VA loans. And obviously I'm the one providing them with that sense of comfort. So, it helps deepen my relationship with them as well. So, educating your agents about this so that they're not afraid of working with a veteran client. They have more confidence when they talk to a veteran client, because I work with a lot of different real estate agents who they're not veterans, but they work with a lot of veteran buyers, especially here in Texas. Like Texas has a lot of military veterans. We've got active duty bases. And so those agents now have more confidence talking to a veteran buyer because they know that I've got the expertise to support them, rather than them, talking to a veteran and feeling like they don't know anything about the VA loan. So call to action here, reach out to your real estate agents, let them know you'd love to have a conversation, see how experienced they are with VA loans, and let them know that you're happy to do a one-on-one or do a group class about VA loans, dispelling some of the common myths, using some of our marketing materials, and leveraging this awesome expertise that we have at UMortgage with our military lending division, and really rep that VA advocacy that we have here at UMortgage. Let that speak for you and hold you out to be the expert as well.
Hey guys, Jimmy Hobson, branch manager out of the great state of Utah. Today I get the honor of being on this VA-focused sales meeting with 3 veterans of our armed forces, Tyler, Patton, and Jay. Thank you all for your service. We do appreciate you. I did not serve, but I have a passion for VA lending. One of the big things I learned early on was knowing my guidelines and how important that was. So 5 years ago, in 2018, I went through a course called Military Mortgage Boot Camp. Many of you may know that. Shout out to Michael Fisher for that. It got me my start in VA lending. I always had a passion for veterans. My brother served in the Marine Corps and really wanted to be able to give back. So I learned from that class, started teaching classes, and really dug into the guidelines. And one thing I've done to get better is take all the training possible, okay? So one thing to do, first and foremost, is go to the VA portal, WebLGY, and the different VA portals, sign up for the circulars. Those will come out and they'll walk through things like disability rating changes, how to document things, private road agreements, all those things. So you'll learn the guidelines. You'll know how to do a condo. You'll know all those things. That's very, very important. Now, there's also classes out there you can take. Veteran Mortgage Advisor, which is what MMBC became. Vetted VA, where you can go into the professionals group or you can become a moderator there. I'm actually a moderator of Vetted VA, and I'm actually currently going through the Veteran Mortgage Advisor training because I don't feel like you can ever know enough. We also have a lot of great originators here, guys that have done way more VA loans than I have. So we have an actual chat that we run through Workplace where we can ask questions of everybody. Someone's seen something, whether it be manufactured home, a fixture, or private road agreements, or quirky condos, or things like that. Knowing the guidelines is very, very important. It's how we help veterans get into loans. Things that you need to know. Can I have more than one VA loan at a time? What happens if I have a departing residence? How do we count that? Not against my income. Lots of quirky things. For example, veteran rents a property out and they move out and for a year and decide to go and buy another house. Technically, the VA requires 2 years on taxes. So we got to make sure we navigate all those things. We got to understand how leaving the military affects pay. A veteran ETS is out of the military within a year. Technically, you can't count their income. So we need to understand the guidelines and really study them. One thing I would tell you to do as a lender and someone that wants to focus on VA is essentially read through the VA handbook. Go through chapter 4, go through occupancy, figure out what can and can't be done, and then sign up for those programs. They'll walk you through entitlement. They'll walk you through how to order a COE through WebLGY. They'll walk you through who's eligible for all those things. In order to best serve our veterans, which there's about 19 million veterans in America, in order to best serve them, we need to understand how to go about that. My mission here, and these other guys have talked about how we're creating a division to focus on VA lending. My mission here is to best serve our veteran clientele. Now, I do more loans than just VA loans, but VA lending is my passion. So, LOs, if you're watching this, if you can do one thing for yourself, look at both those programs, Veteran Mortgage Advisor, Vetted VA, look at those, learn your craft, dig in, find someone like myself or someone else that does a lot of VA loans that can guide you, okay? We're here to serve the veteran, period, end of story. If I'm not doing the loan, I don't care. My job is to make sure veteran borrowers get taken care of appropriately. They get the right information. Post on TikTok, post on Facebook, put that message out there. When things change, you need to get it out there. I follow a lot of great VA lenders across America that don't work here on TikTok, on YouTube, on Facebook. And that's where I get a ton of information. We've got some great people putting out a lot of great information. The real estate groups give a lot of bad information. They give information such as the seller's required to pay all the veterans' costs. Things like that are not accurate. So do yourself a favor, dig further, and make it work. I implore you, if you get one takeaway from me today, is focus on veterans. Learn more. Take those courses. Don't just go willy-nilly into it. It's a very easy loan to qualify someone for if you know what you're doing. You can really screw it up if you don't. So do those things. Study, learn. Join someone like us who has a ton of top-level VA originators that we can help guide you. I can direct you to anywhere, to someone in any state to get you the guidance you need. I appreciate you listening. Have an amazing day.
Thanks, Jimmy. I want to take a moment and wrap this up and talk about mindset and taking control of your day. This is something I spoke on at the Winners Win event. I said on stage, and it's something that I believe with everything in me, that a strong mind and a strong body is the key to success. As Mateen says, he's one of the UWM, their motivation guy. He says, get your mind right and get your grind tight. I would like to add to that and say, get your mind right, get your body right, and get your grind tight. We're in an industry right now, as challenging as it can be, we can find ourselves slipping away from the good habits we formed. We can find ourselves getting away from it. And so my recommendation to you is to begin working really detailed on a morning routine. If you say, well, I'm not a morning routine guy, well, here's the reality. Everyone has a morning routine, whether you consciously do it or you subconsciously do it. If it's consciously done, you're being intentional with your time. That's healthy for you. If it's subconscious, the chances are it's bad habits, it's bad practices. I'll give you just a quick rundown of what my morning looks like. I like to get up super early, and I like to spend 30 to 45 minutes in absolute silence, away from electronics. I don't take my phone out of my bedroom, and I want to spend time reflecting on yesterday and really dive in to what went well and what didn't go so well. But I don't want to just go surface level on that. Let's face it, results are a compilation of actions or inactions. So if we can document the steps we took to have a big win in business or in our personal life, we can replicate that on a case over case basis. If we can also document the steps, the inactions that happened when the ball was dropped, we can correct that. But it's time in the morning to take time of reflection and really focus on us. Focus on things that feed our soul, and then really dial in and begin to work your priorities for your day. Set up some serious priorities. We know we're in a hyper-reactive business, and that's not a bad thing. The mortgage industry is very reactive. We don't get to set our schedule on when real estate agents call us with that referral, or when a loan gets approved by underwriting, or when an appraisal comes in low and we have to dive into it. Those are all reactionary things throughout the day. And if we don't start our day setting really hard set priorities, then we can find ourselves reactionary all day. If we can set the priorities, we can ensure that those priorities get done. We have to come from a place of zero excuses. We live in an excuse society. We say things like, well, I'm just not a cold caller. I'm just not a morning person. All that is really setting ourselves up with an excuse to not do what needs to be done. Let's not let excuses get in the way of us dominating our days, dominating every single day. Because if you can dominate today, you can dominate tomorrow, and you can dominate the week, and then the month, and then the year. And you look back a year from now, you're either going to have a year of progress or you're going to have a year of excuses. It's Veterans Day this weekend, guys. Let's take the time. If you have veterans in your family or in your community, take the time to thank them for their service. Go out, visit a veteran-owned business. Maybe it's a restaurant on Saturday. Take the family out. Let's thank those who sacrificed to protect us. Thank you so much for joining us today, and have a wonderful day.